Tony D and Little Joan in the background, and this is a screenwriter's rant on Warning Shot, starring David Spade, James Earl Jones, Frank Wiley, and a lead actress that I thought was Hilary Swank, but is not. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books, links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 16, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. Oh, yeah, Bruce Dern's in it, too. What a lineup. So, in this movie, David Spade is playing one of the heavies. I don't know, man. He does not come off as a heavy to me. Frank Wiley is always good as like a wimpy guy, and Bruce Dern is a crazy old man. Totally rock solid. James Earl Jones is just sort of there, being James Earl Jones. But really, the main characters are everyone else. Frank Wiley, I think, gets a significant amount of screen time. I don't know about David Spade. Feels like they put him in an office and he just ends up going to jail at the end of it. It's called Warning Shot. It's basically a thriller. Screenplay by Brianna Matson and directed by Dustin Fairbanks. It looks pretty intense. Tammy Blanchard, I believe, is the lead. David Spade is in the main cast lineup, so he's getting some screen time. James Earl Jones and Bruce Dern are sort of the withs guys. I don't know, man. I kind of have a real difficult time believing David Spade as the heavy. He's so friggin' smarmy in everything he does, which is a credit to his comedy, but kind of undermines him here. Like, he doesn't look very different. He kind of doesn't look like a sleazebag. He just kind of looks like David Spade stumbled into the wrong movie. Like, he kind of expects it to be a comedy, and then halfway through he's like, oh no, I've done terrible things. So I don't know, man. I don't think I ever would have cast Spade. Maybe he's trying to get like a different kind of career going, like a movie career. But damn, doesn't she remind you of what's her face? I already forgot. Hilary Swank. She does to me. Anyhow, here he is. I think he's the grandson of Bruce Dern. Here he is sweating it out over the phone. Yeah, they sweat him up pretty good. I don't know. He just looks... I guess he can do a sleazebag. I don't know. I just want to laugh every time I see him. Which is funny because some of his comedies don't look that funny. But anyhow, Warning Shot. And Frank Whaley... Is that how you say his name? Whaley or Wiley? He's always solid as the guy who's in way over his head. Like, way over his head. Oh, don't kill me. He's always that guy. So, yeah. So here's the breakdown as I see it. First act, she and her daughter inherits, I guess, her grandfather's estate, and the water rights in their family have been in the same family since the 1800s. All right, so I guess this is valuable now, or was, always was. She just decides to live there with her daughter for whatever reason. Probably is not totally aware of it, maybe just sort of getting up to speed. David Spade sends these two goons to force her to sign over the water rights. Bruce Dern, I think, plays the ultimate lead bad guy. Here he's chastising David Spade. You didn't hurt him, right? And then, of course, the bad guys go too far, right? So the second act is they're holding her hostage, and then Frank Wiley shows up. He ends up kidnapped, and then she's trying to escape. And so they're trying to extort more money out of her, not paying attention to David Spade's instructions. And now everything's all messed up. And then I guess Frank Wiley ends up getting killed or shot. She ends up turning the tables to save her daughter. And I think, James Earl Jones is just sort of in it, and one of those roles like you never see him after the opening. And then maybe Bruce Dern shows up at the end and I don't know, kills like there's probably a scene where she kills one of the goons and then the other goon survives and he's injured, and then Bruce Dern like walks up and shoots him in the head. Now he's in charge because he's the only one with a gun, and then he's like, sign over the water rights and it'll all be good. And then she somehow turns the tables on him and kills him or does something, and then David Spade I think just goes to prison for everything. So yeah, would I see it? I guess I'd give it a chance. I mean, anything with Bruce Dern in it, yeah, maybe. James Earl Jones, good to see him. I guess this was one of his last movies. Here's the write-up. A struggling single mother and her young daughter inherit a farmhouse from their grandfather when a family business rival sends armed men to take the water rights of the farm's creek by force. The situation spirals out of control. I like the setup because it's a relatively simple setup, and then it spirals into something else. So I like these relatively low stakes crime dramas because you kind of don't know where they're going to go. I mean, you probably know that the woman and her daughter survive, but beyond that and how, it can kind of go either way. Kind of depending on her and her character. It may be that in the end she never really wanted the farm and gives up the water rights to save her daughter and wins over her daughter, but she doesn't seem old enough for that sort of interaction or interplay. I think she just saves her and saves the farm and the whole deal. So just a bunch of goons that have to be taken out in order to save the farm and save people. Frank Whaley, I guess, dies. I'm going to guess he dies about halfway through trying to do something, but, ending up getting shot. And then probably Bruce Dern dies somehow. And then David Spade, the cops show up, and that's the end of the movie, basically. Sometime in the third act. So, yeah, I'd probably check it out. I probably wouldn't go into theater for it. It feels like a B movie at best. Probably not going to get distribution, but these days it takes a lot to get me into a theater. But I would totally check this out on streaming, I think. Unless I heard it just totally sucked. At the very least, I could make fun of David Spade in the movie. I could just do lines from his sitcoms and other movies and just make it hilarious. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on the green site, the black site, and the orange site for more videos. I'll be doing the Piney podcast in the next video tonight. And then, of course, I'll be doing the News Blast. And then I always do something different on Sunday. I hope you tuned into the live stream. I hope you tuned into that. We got some new people on the live stream. That was exciting. So welcome to them. And for those of you looking for my screenwriting videos, they're all over the interwebs. Mostly the best places to find them, easiest places to search is YouTube. Probably the most you'll see is on Bitchute, because there's a few there that didn't make it to either YouTube or some of the other channels. But Rumble has a good amount. Depends on what you want. But keep in mind, you could always ask me a question directly. I'm happy to do requests, and I do other videos for the members-only videos. What's up next for me? Thursday, I'll be at the Jackson Library in Jackson, New Jersey at 7 p.m. for my talk, my first talk of 2025, first full talk on how to hunt the Jersey Devil. Hope to see you there. We'll see you in the next one.